If the unexamined life is not worth living, how do you examine your life? Stay tuned. Hello again, everyone. I'm Eli's dad with Project Eli, where we educate, we lead, and we inspire. And we are coming to the time of year, the end of the year, when people always stop and reflect and plan for what they're going to do next year, how they're going to make themselves better, how they're going to improve themselves, how they're going to make that big leap and get to the next level. Well, sometimes we need some help to figure out how we're going to do that. I read an article by a lady named Eve Arnold, How to Become More Self-Aware in 17 Questions. And what I want to do with you right now is share these questions with you, because while you're making your plans for the new year, your New Year's resolutions, it's a good idea to kind of reflect. Here are some of the things that you want to reflect upon. Once again, huge shout out to Eve Arnold, How to Become More Self-Aware in 17 Questions. First question, what am I good at? You know, when you figure out what you're good at, then you can say to yourself, okay, I'm good at that. How can I turn that into something that's going to put money in the bank for me? How can I improve upon that? How can I make myself better at that? Does that make some sense? Second question, what gives me energy? What is it that gets me excited? What is it that makes me want to move? What is it that wants to make me do more? What gives me energy? Number three, what takes energy away from me? Same thing, only the reverse, the other side of that coin. Number four, what puts me in a good mood? Now, for some people, that can be just as easy as putting on some music that you really enjoy listening to, or, you know, for me, I like putting on music that kind of makes me want to move, and just like before we would play basketball, we always would put on the music from like Sly and the Family Stone and so on, and it just gets your heart pumping, gets you moving. What is it that puts you in a good mood? What is it that gets you want to go? What activities give me purpose? This is the key thing. When you have a specific purpose in mind, that gives you energy. So what activities give you purpose? That is the thing that you want to focus on when you're making a New Year's resolution. What's my purpose? How can I get there? What are the things I have to do? What do I not like doing? Okay? What scares me to death? And sometimes you say to yourself, if one of the things that scares you to death is speaking in front of a group of people, then make a resolution to yourself that, you know what, this year I'm going to become proficient at speaking in front of people. At the very least, I'm going to get up there and I'm going to give it a shot. And then you're going to find out that a lot of things that you thought scared you to death don't really. What motivates you? Once again, we're focusing on purpose. What motivates you? What is it that gets you going? What does it get your blood boiling? What is it that gets you all excited? When you know those things, you can use that as a catalyst to get you to move to the very next level, to the higher level. How do I want others to see me? All right, there's another way of asking that same question. What identity do I want other people to see me as? And that can change. I mean, sometimes you're a dad or a mom, sometimes you're a coach, sometimes you're a student. How do you want other people to see you? And once again, that varies based upon what particular scenario you find yourself in. Why do I want others to see me that way? Well, if I'm a teacher or if I'm a coach, I want others to see me as an authority figure. And if I'm a student, I want others to see me as somebody that's a sponge that's there, I'm willing to learn. What amount of sleep makes me feel refreshed? You have to go to the very basics and say to yourself, if I want to be an optimal performer, I have to be at my best. One of the things that makes you at your best is getting the proper amount of sleep. Does that make sense? What kind of food do I seem to be happier after eating? Pretty much the same thing. How much water makes me feel awake? Everybody knows that it's critical to keep yourself hydrated, so you need to examine that particular aspect with some specificity. How much water does it take so that you're up there, you're running about, you're happening, you're making things happen? What traits do I like in other people? And then when you're saying that, what do I like in other people, you say, what traits do people like to see in me? Usually they're pretty much the same. If it's something that you like, then people that you want to attract to you, pretty much the same activity. Does that make sense? What advice am I most often giving out? What is the thing that's the most important? You know, what type of advice are you giving out? For me, if anybody that's watched this channel knows that my number one piece of advice is to give yourself some quiet thinking time every single day to get yourself organized, to get your dream out there so that you can also receive information, so you can be more creative. That is the cornerstone. That is the very foundation of success, in my very humble opinion, is giving yourself that quiet thinking time every single day so that you're giving yourself a running start all the time so that you visualize what you want to do, what you want to become, how you want to get there. What do I love talking about? You know, these are questions that, you know, what do you love talking about? Is what I'm talking about, is it boring other people? Is it making people more interested in me? Am I moving something forward? Am I getting something accomplished? What do I love talking about? Once again, you're focusing back on what is your primary purpose? What is it I want to achieve? Does that make some sense? What do I love? Why do I love talking about that stuff? Why do I love talking about that stuff? Okay, because you're focused on your purpose. All right, so we've given you 17 questions that will help you, because now is the time of year when you're starting to do your New Year's resolutions, you're doing your planning for 2022. These are some questions that will help get you sort of centered, so that you can say to yourself, all right, let me answer these questions. Now, what do I want to do? How am I going to go about doing it? I hope this helped you. I know it helped me when I read it. I thought it was kind of a brilliant article to get yourself centered so you can see where you are and see where you want to go. And remember always, hey, don't ration the passion, fashion the passion. I'm Eli's dad.